When a man saw this strange-looking deer in his yard, he knew that time was running out. When one New Jersey resident saw a young buck grazing alone, he couldn't help but notice its worryingly enlarged head. However, as the homeowner monitored the deer, he realized it was in dire trouble. Consequently, they reached out to help. For the residents of Colts Neck, New Jersey, seeing white-tailed deer in their own backyards was not unusual. In the spring months, herds could often be spotted grazing along roadsides or in gardens, and for the most part, the animals lived side by side with humans without any need of intervention. However, in March of 2018, a resident spotted a young deer that was so unusual it stopped him in his tracks. While the buck had the usual slim brown body covered in soft brown fur, it also sported a large, bulbous head. Unsurprisingly, the onlooker grew concerned about the little deer, who was roaming the vicinity alone. While deer are usually herd animals, some species will ostracize themselves if they appear to have an injury. By closing ranks on the perceived outcast, animals believe they're protecting the herd. Predators may see injured or unusual individuals as weak links, so by forcing them to live on their own, the herd believes they're reducing the risk of attack. Despite the reasoning behind the young buck's exclusion from his herd, the prospect of him having to graze alone at night proved heartbreaking for the Colts Neck resident, so he decided to step in to help. However, upon closer inspection, the resident discovered that the buck wasn't deformed or injured at all. Instead, it had somehow gotten a glass bowl stuck on his head. It's thought water had collected in the bowl and the deer had become trapped while trying to take a drink. Given the glass orb on its head, the young buck had been unable to eat and drink for days. With that in mind, time was running out to help the poor animal. So the homeowner reached out to experts at the New Jersey Division of Fish and Wildlife and the Monmouth County SPCA. When teams from the SPCA arrived on the scene, they decided to humanely sedate the deer. Once he was knocked out, experts treated some small grazes. Then they got to work on freeing the animal from his transparent prison. Writing on Facebook, a spokesperson for the SPCA later revealed the glass bowl was removed, which turned out to be a light cover fixture. However, that wasn't the end of the little deer's problems. The post continued, the buck was dehydrated from 4 days without food and water. He had a couple of scrapes, probably from the poor visibility, but was about to get up and walk away after we cleaned him up and the sedative had worn off. At this point, it appeared that it was a job well done for the staff of the SPCA. However, over the next few hours, the animal's condition appeared to deteriorate, so the resident recalled the team to the scene. The resident had grown concerned after noticing that the deer was having difficulty breathing. Furthermore, the buck had become exhausted while trying to find the rest of his herd. Consequently, it was lying on the ground, seemingly too weak to move. It was vet Deanne Bowen's job to try and restore the animal's health. To do so, he administered some much-needed fluids. We could tell he was completely dehydrated by the way he looked, Bowen explained in an SPCA press release from April of 2018. And thankfully, Bowen's intervention appeared to do the trick. After we administered the fluids, his head perked right up. After a few minutes, his breathing returned to normal, the vet revealed. Although the buck appeared to be back to normal, the SPCA team decided to stick around and make sure the animal was fighting fit. So it must have come as a great joy to them when the deer skipped off into the woods. No one is entirely sure what became of the young buck. However, there's a good chance that he was accepted back into his herd. Monmouth County SPCA has been told that there's no longer a single deer feeding, so it's happily assumed that he's rejoined his herd, read the SPCA press release. After its successful rescue attempt, the SPCA took to Facebook to pay tribute to those who make its work possible. We're thankful we have such a dedicated team of professionals who go above and beyond for all species, the post read. We can do it because of supporters like you. News of the deer's rescue delighted the shelter's followers. The post relaying the young buck's story attracted more than 5,000 reactions and 1,600 shares. Moreover, it received countless comments from grateful animal lovers who wanted to thank the SPCA for its good work. In the comments section, one user wrote, "So wonderful when humans benefit wildlife for a change." Meanwhile, another person wrote, "Thank you for your work and dedication. That deer would have surely died otherwise. Now it can lead a normal life. Check out these other videos from Let Me Know. If you haven't made the move to subscribe to our channel, all you need to do is click on that red subscribe button. Thank you for watching.